So I went to go see Joker Folie à Deux, which is the second Joker film in the Todd Phillips franchise. I was such a big fan of the first in 2019. It was one of my favorite movies that year. I thought Joaquin Phoenix was great, and he deserved the Best Actor nomination and award that he got for that movie. Robert De Niro was great. But really, I was more intrigued than wanting a sequel because I thought that story was such a good, well-contained, single, entry of this franchise when that's all it needed. It didn't need any sequels, and I'm pretty sure I read somewhere where Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix were like, we're not going to do a Joker 2. Maybe we'd do a Joker 2, but it's not planned. Then the movie made $1 billion, so Warner Brothers was like, yeah, you're making a Joker 2, Todd. And Todd was like, okay, but I don't want to make it, and I'm going to make something completely fucking different. And Warner Brothers was like, whatever. It'll make $1 billion again. And it did not. Joker 2 is a massive disappointment. The sales numbers aren't very good. The audience and critic reviews are terrible, which is warranted. It did spark my intrigue. I wanted to go see it because I was like, it can't be that bad. It's Joker 2. It's made by Todd Phillips, who made a good movie. So he couldn't have fucked it up this bad. And that is debatable, whether he fucked it up or not. The tonal shift is just so weird. The first movie was such a well-crafted, character-driven drama, and this one is a musical. Which is fine. You can kind of see the logic leap in that. Music is a big part of the first movie. The most memorable parts of that movie is when Arthur is dancing, so you can kind of see where he gets to the musical parts. It's just, however, the songs are not very good, and I did not like them. The pacing is bad, and overall, I don't think this is a movie I would ever want to watch again willingly. And if you want to watch the movie, and you want to watch this spoiler-free, this is where it kind of ends. I really didn't like this movie. It is 2 hours, and I thought it was 6 because I wanted the movie just to be over. And that is not a good sign whenever you're watching a movie, is when you want it to be over and it just keeps going. So if you want to watch this, you should definitely go in with the right expectations. This is not a Joker sequel. This is not the same vibe as the first movie. It's not the same tone as the first movie. And if you want that, you're not going to get that here. So I suggest you just not watch the movie. But if you're like me and you're curious and you want to see how this is, then go ahead and do that. But I don't think you'll like it. I did not like it. And most of the people who saw this don't like it. And that's my review. There's some good, there is some bad, but there's a whole lot of bad, so I want to talk about that first. The movie adds Harley Quinn to the wacky cast of characters, but the movie really didn't need her. She has nothing to do throughout the film. If it doesn't even need to be Harley, it could have been just a random new character, and the movie would have been the same. The two love story just happens way too fast for me to care about. The scene in the trailer, this one, whenever Harley walks out and does the thing in the first one, there it is. She walks out. That's basically the entire romance. There's just no build up to this. This is the movie. She walks out the hall. She does the stupid gun thing. They have a song, which is an all-right song, I think. There's a couple all-right ones, and I think this is one of the all-right ones. I don't really remember because none of them are really memorable. But they have a song, and now the two are in love. And that's it. And I'm like, the chemistry is off between Joker and Harley Quinn, which is just weird. They do take some liberties with the backstory with her, which to me, I figured they'd kind of have to because it did seem like she was going to be an inmate from the trailers at least. And that's kind of what happens. Her being a psychiatrist, therapist, whatever the fuck she is, to Joker, I think just adds more ways for them to interact. And basically, all of the Joker stories that I've seen is Joker manipulating Harley into doing all this bad shit, which, you know, you kind of get to that when you're doing the therapist shit. They just skip all of that, and they're like, fuck that. You don't need to know. You don't need all of that. In this, nope. She sees him in the hallway, and they sing a song, and that's the love story. The movie tries to throw this courtroom stuff halfway through. They're trying to try Arthur for the crimes that he committed in the first movie, which is not something I never knew I didn't want to watch until I watched this. Because you know what the most exciting part of the Joker and just like Batman lore in general is? Fucking court scenes. Because that's what I want to watch. I want to watch one of my favorite villains in all of, you know, media just be in a courtroom. There's so many good Joker stories which you could have come up with, and you came up with a good one that had nothing to do with comic books in the first movie, and this is what you chose to do? Arthur in the court? Which is kind of like how what would happen, but this is comic books. This isn't fucking real life. And when you craft this world that is so serious and so like tonally like set up in a certain way, and you have Arthur who is fucking crazy and is played very well by Joaquin Phoenix, but then you put him in clown makeup and have him represent himself because he fires his lawyer and he does this southern like Texas lawyer kind of accent. It just took me out of the movie then and there. There's still 45 minutes left, and I just wanted it to be over. Because I removed me so far from the movie. Or I don't even know what they were trying to do. Was it trying to be funny? Was it trying to be serious? I don't know. I just wanted the movie to be over, and it did not end fast enough. There was some scenes, just like in the first, whenever they have the fantasy or whatever. And Arthur has one with Harley, which I thought, okay, this is how the movie would start, okay? So they start shooting people in this court scene. And then, you know, I'm like, okay, they're going to escape. This is when we're going to get our crazy, like, Harley and Joker stuff. Like, we're actually going to do this thing. We're actually going to do Joker 2. And then Arthur wakes up. And then nothing proceeds to happen for the last half hour, which I was very thankful that happened. They do add a very important thing. They introduce Harvey Dent, which, just like Harley, I think is only there to add more lore to the Batman Joker universe. Because Harvey does nothing. Yes, Harvey is the DA. Yes, Harvey is a lawyer. So it kind of makes sense that he's there. But also, if this was just a random fucking another lawyer, it would not have changed the story. I thought what was going to happen was, at the end of the movie, Joker's goons or whatever blow up the courthouse, they escape. I thought, you know, that's when Harvey becomes Two-Face, right? Harvey becomes crazy, Harvey starts killing people, he gets thrown into Arkham. And now him and the guy that he was trying to prosecute for killing people are in the same fucking prison. And that might have added something. Fucking anything. That did not happen, I don't think. There was a lot of random guys around in Arkham that were like following Arthur. And I was like, maybe that's a villain. Maybe that's Edward Nygma. Maybe that's Penguin is over there. I don't fucking know. Please, something happen. And nothing happened. Whenever Arthur gets stabbed and presumably killed in the end, I was like, thank fucking God they can't make another one of these movies. But they probably will try to find a way. At one point, after the courthouse gets blown up, Arthur has renounced his, like, I'm not the Joker. The whole defense of Arthur was that he has multiple personality disorder, and Joker is its own personality separate from Arthur. So Arthur didn't kill people or whatever. It was the Joker. And Arthur is like, no, that was me. I fucking killed people. And then, which my suspicion the entire time is that Harley like fell in love with Joker, not Arthur, but the Joker. And that's kind of explained at the end because he goes and visits Harley and they're like, let's go run away. And she's like, you're not the Joker, dipshit. And so he's sad. Harley just is singing the entire time in this scene. And Arthur is like, just stop singing. Just talk to me. And that was probably the funniest fucking thing in the movie. And it finally ended after this. So, thank God. So now I want to talk about the music, which I did not care for. And I thought wasn't very good. Which is weird because you cast Lady Gaga, who is an actual performer. So it's kind of weird that the music wasn't hitting like it should have. In story, you could kind of say that Arthur, isn't a good singer because he's fucking crazy or whatever. But in movie, Harley is seen in a choir, so it's kind of weird that it's not very good. There wasn't really a memorable moment in this, like in the first. You remember Arthur killing those people on the train. You remember him dancing down the stairs, and you definitely remember him shooting Murray Franklin. I just saw this movie, and I don't remember a lot. Like, I remember some of the plot points or whatever, but the little performances didn't hit the same as the first, which was really disappointing. But I guess this is a good segue to talk about some of the good stuff that was in this movie. The acting, just like the first, is pretty good. I love seeing Joaquin Phoenix play this character. Even if he doesn't have a lot to do, he always kills it. And I'm glad to see him, do the Joker thing again. The camera work is really good. And I think it is the best part of the movie, just watching the camera operate. And some of these shots are beautiful. It always finds a way to sneak color in there. And the shot with the lipstick, obviously, is the best shot in the whole movie. If there's one thing to watch, it is Joaquin and the camera work, which is two things. The music itself isn't terrible. You could probably listen to the instrumentals and not the songs because the songs didn't add much. But the music I thought was very nice. And some of the set pieces are nice. And that's Joker 2. Very disappointed in this. This was the only movie I was looking forward to, but really I was more worried about it. I just had no idea where the story was going to go. And apparently it went right into the fucking ground. I said after I saw the first movie that it shouldn't be another sequel. It should be a one-off thing. And they made more shit. And with all the reaction to this, it seemed like Todd Phillips somehow lucked into a good movie. And that did not happen in this one. And that's all I have to say. So goodbye.